Hello, I'm Jonathan Todd, and this is my game, Junkstar Racer. It's for 2 to 4 players and plays in around 60 to 90 minutes. Players will be attempting to build ships made from the junk scattered around a spaceship scrapyard and attempt to race those ships through it. The first player over the finish line, or the last player remaining, wins. The game takes place over 2 phases, the build phase and the race phase. In the build phase, players will be given a series of parts to add to their ship, represented by 2 cards, each which have a socket configuration and a component on them. Players will choose the socket on one card and the component on the other to create their part, which they will then attempt to add onto their ship. Parts can be rotated however the player likes, but they must connect to a previous part via a matching socket. On top of this, each part's component also has special placement rules. Components that follow their placement rule will award one-time activations of that component's ability during the race. Once players finish building, it's time for the race phase. In the race phase, players will have to choose between 3 different paths to race through, each awarding varying amounts of distance and damage. Each path also has some text on it that can alter these values based on whatever the effect card turns out to be. Once all players have chosen a location and used any components on their ship that they wish, the effect card is revealed and distance and damage are calculated based on its value. All cards from the previous rounds are left face up on the table, so players can always try and calculate the odds of any given path leading to victory or disaster, leading to tense moments where winning it all or exploding in failure rests on the flip of a card. The first player to mark all their distance boxes, or the last player standing, wins. Let's take a look at an example round in Junkstar Racer. Here, the red player has decided to use 1 charge of their navcom to peek at the effect card, at the cost of moving 1 less distance. After doing so, they decide to travel through the Crusher, a horrible card capable of inflicting massive damage on any effect lower than 4, but letting the player mark a whopping 5 distance and take 0 damage if the effect is greater than 4. The blue player, seeing red do this, decides to follow along as well, knowing the effect card must be a 5 or 6 since red chose to go there. On top of this, they're not taking the -1 distance penalty of using navcom, so they will be in the lead. The effect card is revealed and it's a 1? The Crusher inflicts catastrophic damage, 1/3 of each ship's entire structure. The red player quickly activates their batteries and flicks their now overcharged shields on at the last moment, escaping damage, while the blue player is turned into paste by the Crusher. How could this have happened? Did red misread the effect card? Or maybe, just maybe, this was red's plan all along. Because in Junkstar Racer, being able to build a ship is just as important as knowing how to fly it.